Welcome, everyone, to the Innovia Conversation. I'm one of your hosts, Steve Waltz.
And I'm Jeff Progulski.
And we're excited today to have on our podcast one of our NAV All-Stars employees. We have Holly Kutil with us.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Holly.
So Holly is our first guest that is besides Jeff and I. So
yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no.
I'm honored.
No one else didn't want to do it. Actually, I take that back. So, all right.
You're not supposed to tell them that, Steve.
That will be edited, Holly.
No, I don't think so.
That's kind of funny.
Oh gosh! But so as Jeff said, we're excited to have Holly with us today, and being our first Innovia employee besides Jeff and I. I mean, how exciting is it to have one of our NAV All-Stars? So, Holly, welcome.
Thank you, and it's exciting to be here. I'm honored to be the first guest.
Now, we're very excited because, Holly here at Innovia is our support and service lead. She's been here, what started back in September of 2018, Holly, is that correct?
Correct. So coming up on 6 months.
Wow. Awesome.
Seems like she's been here forever.
Well, that's only because my first encounter with you two together was going at the speed of light down a hill in sub-zero weather.
That's right.
When we were tobogganing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Tony Darden almost lost his little finger, wasn't it?
Correct. Indeed, he did. It was quite the experience.
I've never been to a NAVUG regional meeting since then where anyone has potentially lost appendages.
Leave it to the Great Lakes community, right?
Exactly. So what's really cool is, we met Holly, at the user group meeting back. I think actually it was the first one at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a while back. And just kind of as we kind of engaged and got to know each other, I think there's a mutual respect between what she did in her role with her company and which, when she wasn't even a partner with Innovia. So I think, which actually I think a lot of people kind of misconstrue when you're at these type of events that, you can't talk to these people because they're not your partner. I think, Holly, you probably saw that more when you were on a user side, didn't you?
Right. And, that's true, Steve. We were at our very first Great Lakes meeting at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you and Alan came and represented Innovia and participated in the community. And I didn't even know who Innovia or Alan or you were at that time. And what a friendship that has grown out of that and networking and stuff. And one of the great things that we've seen over the years is Innovia just really step up and be that surrogate partner to everyone in the community, not looking to take anybody over, but just always there to help and assist wherever they can within those user groups. And that's been just an amazing journey that I've seen over the years and just made it really easy to want to be part of this team.
No, that's awesome. When I first went, it's a little intimidating. You've never been to one and you don't have a background in, the software. And I remember leaving that meeting, coming back with Alan, who's basically been in that world for many years. I actually had some great learning experiences. And then I started looking forward to going to those type of meetings just so I can get more takeaways, learn more about the software, but also, the people that use the software. So very powerful. And I think, Holly, what we can try to do on this conversation that we're having with you is, you became a NAV All-Star. So in about a 2 to 3 year period, and I'm sure there's people listening like, I want to get involved. I'm very, interested in your path and your journey of how you got to that level of being the chairman of the advisory board. So and then become an all-star. So I think if you don't mind, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. So my journey really with NAV as an ERP started 10 years ago. At a company called American Ring, and I was brought in as their accounts receivable manager and quickly discovered that I knew more about their ERP that I was just learning than most of them did, and really just liked it and took an interest in it and became more and more involved in the setup of it. And along the way, we changed partners and found the NAVUG community through that partner. And that was in 2014. And so that's where my journey began of really learning the program, was through the community, where I started to take classes and webinars and some academy classes, reach out on the open forum, and within that first year just learned so much. It was like going to college without having to pay those high tuition fees, and just really helped me out a lot. Then we began the user group in the Cleveland area. And that's where I started to meet people like Steve and Jeff and Alan and all the different ones who, again, just continued to build into my life and teach me about NAV and teach me about the ERP world, and got more and more involved. So it was just an easy transition from there to go to the NAVUG community and want to give back for what I had gotten from them. And so I got involved in committees with the community, helping on programming, helping on the membership committee. Also sat in on some special groups that they have every now and then. They're looking for people to sit in on focus groups about their website, about their programming, things like that. And so those are things you could get involved in. Started to do some webinars for them and share some of the things I've learned over the years with others. And done live events and just really got involved and ended up being a part of the advisory board that they have a group of about 15 people between partners, ISVs, who are the independent softwares that come alongside NAV, and then the users. Majority of them are users on the committee, and became part of that committee that looks at what NAVUG does and how we support the community and what we can do better. And just sort of were eyes and ears, that committee, of what's going on and how we can better serve the community. And after being on that committee for a year, I was selected as the chairman and sat as the chair, which was another great honor in my life to be part of that and stuff. So just kind of how the journey went, really about giving back to the people who had given so much to me, and being involved. And through that, we do have nominations every year. The people that you see reaching out and helping in the NAVUG community, you can nominate them for the All-Star Award, and then it's voted on and announced at Summit. And 2 years ago, along with Tom Doran, I was selected as one of those NAVUG All-Stars by the service and the work that I've done within the community.
Awesome. Since I've been here, we've had 3 people here at Innovia become NAV All-Stars. So to me, that's amazing. So.
Right, because there's only 12 of them.
Wow. I didn't realize there was that small of a community. Maybe. Yeah. So if anybody wants to nominate Jeff, can you spell your last name for everybody?
No. I actually, though, was just going to say that I know we're always talking about the value of the user group community, and probably one of the reasons why we excel in that space is because it's part of our core beliefs. I mean, I know everyone at the company, but especially in the customer engagement team, we're always talking to our customers and prospects about the value of being a member, using the resources that come with membership, going through the forums, trying to save yourself some money, diagnosing or having fellow users help you with support issues, and then attending the in-person events and networking and just getting to know, because it is, surprising how many organizations run Business Central and NAV, and, if you don't know unless you become plugged into these sorts of communities.
Absolutely. And, Holly, now that you're kind of went from the end user side and the NAVUG side to the partner side, so I guess a question I've had and wanted to ask you was, what's the biggest thing that you see now, kind of being on 6 months, you said, right? So you're on this side now, dealing with end users. Is there anything that's stuck out that maybe kind of caught you off guard or surprised you? Or is there what's the biggest difference between the two, I guess? That's what I'm asking.
Wow, what a great question. So I think the biggest thing that really has struck me on this side is kind of like growing up. You know how you become a parent and all of a sudden you feel the need to apologize to your parents for the way you behaved sometimes? Sort of that kind of a feeling is you really see what's going on. And all of a sudden there's this thought of, there's some partners that maybe I need to say, I'm sorry, I was a little out of control. I didn't understand in your background. And so I think the partners are trying to bring you the best service and value they can and help out. And sometimes on the user side, you don't see it. So really trying to spend some time when our customers are concerned, knowing what they're feeling and going through, and being on that side and not understanding what's going on behind the curtain, so to speak. Being able to sit down with them and have those conversations and explain them in terms they understand so that they do see, that there's value and what's happening is truly helping them and fixing their ERP to work the best it can for them and stuff. So really just helping them to understand and see what's going on has been a big piece of the puzzle for me, because that was something that I didn't always have and probably didn't respond the way I should because of not knowing or understanding and feeling frustrated. So I try to bring that to them. And really that's been my passion, Steve and Jeff, is that and why I was excited to come to Innovia, and the position that was available and we looked at was the fact that they wanted someone from the end user side to come over and to understand the customer side, bring that to our team, and sharing with them what the customer sees and how they're feeling when things are going on, and also to be able to have those conversations with our customers and understand wholeheartedly. I understand their pain because I've lived there and can help them walk through some of those situations. And my passion really has been in the user group to see that connection between partners and clients come together and to have communications and those conversations even when they're hard. So being able to be in that position on the partner side to help so many customers and clients have that kind of relationship has been key for me, and just a real passion in my heart. And I hope that transcends to our customers as I'm working with them and getting to know them all.
And well, I think that was a great explanation, Holly, because, we always talk about sometimes the customer doesn't know what to tell us, and we don't know what to ask. And what's really neat is one of the things that Jeff and I are on the engagement team, and then we have, project teams, and Holly kind of runs our daily support team. So she's kind of opened up in the last probably month or two, Holly, where other members of the company can actually be on some of those calls with her and her team. And so I decided to hop on the last month or two, and, you hear these stories, and you realize, it's people dealing with people, and where the communication is so important. Because, it's interesting. I did a webinar a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that I talked about was, how important a greeting is in sales, and like in emails, how my wife's a teacher, and she'll tell me she'll get an email from a parent that doesn't even have their name on it that says, why is my kid not getting a good grade? And nothing in the subject line. No, hi, how are you? How you doing? And it's interesting to hear how, when you're communicating back and forth with people by having just more detail in and being more personal, it seems like it just helps the engagement. I don't know if that's, what are your thoughts on that, Holly?
I agree. Really knowing when to pick up the phone, too, is key. Because there's times I think emails can go back and forth and they're just read wrong or sound wrong. Some people just don't have great grammar skills, and it just ends up coming across in a negative way. And just watching those conversations and knowing when that moment is that, hey, maybe it's time to pick up the phone and have a conversation. And sometimes just that simple, hey, it's Holly, how's it going? Let's talk about this ticket and see if we can't get some resolution here, changes the whole demeanor and the direction that ticket's going to go or that issue's going to go with our customers and stuff. And so really helping them to get to that place they want to be. That's the focus. That's our whole purpose, is making them successful. That's how we can measure what we're doing in the service and support team, is if they're successful, if they're getting to their end results because we've helped them whether it's training or development or fixing a situation or walking through a workflow with them. If they're getting to their end goal and they're successful, then we're successful.
So, Holly, you came from the customer perspective. I noticed that immediately you started to add some process, some definition to the process, maybe some metrics that you're keeping. So were you like mad scientist in the lab trying to figure out like exactly what sort of customer experience you wanted to have Innovia customers experience as you were sort of in charge of that? Or and I guess as a follow-up to that question, do you like having that responsibility that Innovia has, that all of us have bestowed upon you, like figure out how to make customer service better?
Yes.
Perfect.
So,
okay, that's enough. Don't go.
That's good. Good answer.
All right.
No, so really love customer service so far for the first 6 months that I've been on this side. Again, like I said about being involved in the community, it really became my passion to see the customer partner relationship grow. And just, I heard so many stories where there was so much frustration, and really on both sides, even the partner side trying to service and take care of customers, and the customers not understanding or communicating their real needs, and on the customer side feeling that the partner is ignoring them or not taking care of them right. And yet I kept seeing like where there was just not a conversation happening, and thought, wow, this could be such a great relationship if we could just learn to talk to each other and play in the sandbox, so to speak, in a much better fashion. And so that's something that's been a part of what I've been trying to do through the user group, and then was able to bring personally to the Innovia team and to the customers here and stuff. So that it's been my heart, and I love doing what I'm doing. I continue to take classes on customer success. I'd really like to see us get to a place where we change customer service and support team to customer success team, and be a company that really embraces the customer experience and the success of our customers, which is really what our platform and what our belief system and company vibe is to bring them success. So I'd like to see that grow and continue. And some of the metrics and things that I brought are just things that really look at how are we serving these customers? How are we taking care of them? Can we get them a good value in X amount of days? Can we bring good results in shorter amounts of billable time? Things like that to the table. Really reiterate to my team is that extra added value. And we joke about it, and I have 2 little mints on my desk that remind me of that every day. Is you go to a restaurant and you have a great meal, and they bring you the bill, and you know it's going to be pretty big, but then all of a sudden there's these 2 cute little mints on the tray, and you think, wow, I got these cool, and I don't know why we love those little mints, but we do love those little mints that we get at the end that are just that extra added value. We haven't paid anything more for them, but they're really special, and they've made us feel good. And so we want to be the same way on support is, take care of what they've asked us to do. And while you're working on tickets and their needs and their concerns is to looking behind the scenes and saying, what else can I hand them? What extra little tip or trick or white paper or workflow can I give to them while I'm doing this for them that will help them to be even more successful and bring that extra value to them? So really just pushing that envelope. I call them the world-class support team at Innovia. And so that is our goal, is to be world-class support, to bring them that extra value, not just what they're asking for, but a little bit extra along the way. And so making that happen and just continuing to see that grow and the team to grow the same direction.
Awesome.
Well, that's very awesome, Holly, because I think what happens is sometimes when people look at when they're dealing with a partner, we our owner Donovan has said we want to be the Ritz-Carlton of NAV partners, and we kind of take that serious. And so as we engage as a team, I think a lot of it is, and Holly, I think we're going to have you back probably before the end of the year to kind of see how that customer success is going, because, when you constantly, have companies sending tickets in, and we have some complicated companies, international companies and companies that do a lot of different things. And, and we always get those every once in a while, like, ooh, never saw that one before. But I think it's great that, the team effort and that you have, and that energy you have brought to your team to, to reach out and kind of cross boundaries to help. It's all hands on deck has just been really, really awesome. So, Holly, I guess, is there anything else you'd like to talk about on your role? Or you want to save it for next time? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd really just like to put it out there. If our clients are listening and tuning in, and you have any concern or need or item you'd like to discuss with me, please reach out and let me know. I would love to sit down and talk with you about how we can help you to be more successful, and the things that we could do for you that maybe we're not and you would like to see us do. I appreciate those conversations, and my door is always open to you for those conversations. And if you call me to talk about your success, it will not be billable. It will be a free call to sit and chat about your company and what we can do to make you more successful and how we can improve for you and stuff. So I put that out there. And for anyone that's listening that's not one of our clients and is struggling in their partner relationship, please reach out to your partners and have a chat with them. They're there for you. And if you're not talking to them and telling them your pain points and your stresses and where you're hurting and where you're not understanding them, they can't change and they can't help you. So let them know as well. That would be my parting words.
Well, awesome, Holly. Thank you. And just to let you know, coming up on March 13th and 14th, as we've said before in a couple of these, that we will be at the user group focus meeting, and Holly will actually be doing a presentation or two there. And so feel free to stop by the Innovia booth, or I'll be there along with a few others. And then April 24th and 25th, we will have the Innovia Customer Conference. And all of us will be there. And hopefully, if you're our customers and you're able to come by, please stop by and grab any of us. And then lastly, don't forget to go to our website at innovia.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook and even LinkedIn. So, Jeff, any parting words for everybody out there?
I have no parting words this time.
Wow. All right. What is today? Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining, Holly. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to be on this, and we look forward to having her back on our next podcast. Everybody, once again, thank you very much, and have a great day.